Hey fam, thanks for coming back. For my new viewers, welcome. My name is Elle. I am spent. I am completely drained. I completely surrender. I don't want to fight this power battle that I'm going through anymore. I'm done. I'm I give up. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, please take a minute to sit down and let me explain. First, my puppy pees all in my room. Then, I'm going through this power struggle with my son. That gets taken to a completely different level today, and it's just unnecessary. I'm sure you hear him in the background. He's playing with his friends. I told him that I was recording, but he's still making all of this noise. I had a rough day at work. I give up. It's time for me to just admit that I surrender. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you what's happening with the energy. So, if you don't remember, if you do not know, planets go through different visual and illusionary phases. And one of the phases that they go through is a phase called retrograde, in which the planet may look like it's spinning backwards, but it's not. What's happening to the planet is it is spinning slower. So when when we on Earth look at the planet, it looks like the planet is spinning backwards, but it's not. It's just an illusion. And when a planet is in its retrograde phase, what happens is that the energy from that planet is turned more inward. So let's say there was a planet that is about a planet, and the planet's energy governs. Do you hear this? I just said to him that I was recording, but okay, like I said, I surrender, right? So let's just say that there is a planet that is governed by your want to get tattoos. And it's in its retrograde stage. When this planet is in its retrograde stage, what may happen is you may want to get tattoos, but you're starting to do some research on the tattoos that you want to get, just to make sure that they are the correct tattoos that you want, because remember, tattoos are there forever. Once the planet goes out of its retrograde stage, it is called and it is moving forward, and we when we view it, it looks like it's spinning in the right direction, which is forward. That stage is called the stationary stage. So, if you don't know, and if you already know, Mercury is in its retrograde stage. It appears to be moving backwards. So, all of the characteristics and energies that are associated with Mercury retrograde, now we're feeling more so on the inside of us. It's they're they are more felt inwardly, and we have the opportunity to reflect on them. Once Mercury goes in its stationary stage, meaning when we look at it, it looks like it's spinning the right way, then all of that stuff will come out a little more. With that being said, Pluto is in its stationary stage. It was in the retrograde stage since April of this year. And it will stay in its it today actually is the day that it starts its stationary stage, meaning when we see Pluto, it no longer looks like it's spinning backwards. It looks like it's spinning forward. So the energy of Pluto will be more outward now. And I'll tell you about the energy of Pluto and everything, which ties into why I am feeling the way that I'm feeling. So, Pluto will be in its stationary stage until January, in stationary direct stage until January of 2016. Pluto, and I took a couple of notes. That's just what I do. Pluto is the planet that deals with death. And it's not the death that you think it is. It's more along the lines of getting rid of or surrendering to things, situations, relationships, ideas, beliefs that you have that are not working anymore. It's just not working. Pluto deals with power struggles. Pluto also encompasses the energy of things that are hidden or secrets, your subconscious mind, things that are below the surface, surrender, being reborn into something new and better. Pluto also deals with like ancient artifacts, like digging up things from the past and realizing that maybe they don't work anymore and you need to use something new, but you learn from the past. A great example of this is anthropologists. They dig up all kinds of bones and they may come in contact with artifacts and they look at everything that is ancient that they dig up and that comes to the surface, but do they try to use them again in the time that we live in? No, they don't. What they might do is they might take the knowledge that they have gained from the things of the past to create things that are new that they can use in the times that we live in. So that's what Pluto deals with, like the realization that there are certain things in life that are not working for you anymore, whether it be your beliefs, whether it be certain relationships, whether it be certain things that you are programmed to think and or believe or even act upon. Pluto deals with you being able to identify them and them coming to an end, which is like a death, and then you being reborn into new thoughts, new ideas, new ways of dealing with things according to what you have learned from those things that have passed away. Pluto also deals with alchemy of the soul. It's like a caterpillar. You know how a caterpillar is in one form and then it goes into a cocoon, which is a completely different form. The caterpillar basically dies and then it is transformed into a beautiful butterfly, which is a completely different species than the caterpillar. That's basically what the planet Pluto deals with. And in the caterpillar turning into this beautiful butterfly, the caterpillar had to go through changes and metamorphoses, and we don't know if it was painful or not because we can't talk to them. But if you look at the process, you do see that they had to grow in a very obvious way. Pluto can also, the energy of Pluto can also be It can be described along the terms of a baby being born. When a woman is pregnant or an animal is pregnant with their child, the the one the one which is the woman and the baby, when the female is pregnant, have to go through different changes in order to be two, which is the mother and the child that is born. And those changes can be both joyful and painful for both the mother and the child. When the child is in the mother's womb, it is warm, it is protected, it is fed, it is loved, it doesn't want for anything. But the process of this baby being born can be quite shocking and traumatic and scary to the baby, because it doesn't necessarily know what's going on, but it knows that it has to change its environment. It knows that it has to grow. It knows that this process of being born is something that they don't control. They basically, have to surrender to it so that they can evolve into babies, so that they can evolve into children, so that they can evolve into another human being that lives outside of their mother's womb. Now, the mother may also go through some trauma and joy and pain through the entire process of her pregnancy. She may feel a little uncomfortable at times during the pregnancy. And then when birth comes along, I couldn't even describe that pain that I went through during the process of giving birth to my son. It was just basically unbelievable. And through me going through the joys, the ups, downs, and the pains of having my son, I have come out on the other side as a completely different person. And that is how Pluto uses this energy to help us to grow into new and better, hopefully better people, whether it be emotionally, mentally, psychologically, spiritually. This is the energy of Pluto. And now that Pluto is direct, we will definitely see more people experiencing this type of metamorphosis slash change slash alchemy outwardly more. When Pluto was retrograde from April until today, we were going through more of an internal type of change. Now that it's direct, we will see the result of the internal exchange coming out more. I definitely see it and I feel it just from what I have experienced today. And let me tell you, it is so real. Pluto definitely deals with the power struggle. Definitely, definitely, definitely. I have been going through a power struggle with my son for a couple of months now. And today, I finally realized that it does not make any sense for me to fight this battle anymore. It just really doesn't make any sense for me, because me fighting the battle for all of these months I wasn't getting any of the results that I wanted or that I thought that I would get. It wasn't a good thing. And until everything, all of the hidden things that I didn't see before came to light because of this power struggle, I have basically no other choice but to surrender so that I won't feel the way that I do, so that I won't fuss and complain with him, so that he won't feel a way about the things that I say or about himself. I've just come to a happy medium whereby I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. And I hate to say that. I really don't like that term at all. But the fact of the matter is that is just what is happening. Things are the way that they are for a reason. And I have realized that in the power struggle that I have with my son, it doesn't make sense for me to fight with him about the things that we don't see eye to eye on, because this struggle doesn't make it better for either of us. And like I said, Pluto deals with things that are underneath coming to light. And now that it's direct, now that Pluto is stationed direct, meaning that it looks like it's always been spinning in the right direction, spinning forward, but now we see it more so as spinning forward. A lot of things have come to the surface. A lot of things that I didn't know, or he has never expressed to me, he has expressed today, and I'm just like, wow, there's nothing really that I could say. I mean, like, the only thing that I can do is to let go. Pluto makes us feel like we could do one or two things. We could either work with the energy of Pluto and actively move forward with our transformation in whatever aspect it is in our life, or we could fight Pluto. And when we fight the energy of Pluto, what happens is Pluto wants you to learn a lesson, and it will make you learn your lesson hard. And I am kind of a hard lesson learner, if you get what I mean. So, like I said, it got to the point today where I was like, you know what? I surrender. And once I surrendered to what was happening and decided that I can't control him, I can't control his thoughts, I can't control his words, I can't control his actions, I could just allow him to be who he is and have faith and trust. Faith and trust are two of the major themes of the month of September. And just have faith and trust that everything that I have taught him in life, he will demonstrate, not only to me, but in the world as he grows into a productive adult. And once I surrendered to the energy, once I surrendered to the situation, once I let go, once I was like, I'm just not, like, this is, no, there's no reason for me to be fighting for this invisible power, I felt so much different about the entire situation. I felt like I did have power at that point, because I had enough power to say to myself, I can decide what does not serve me any purpose. I could decide what I don't want to do, or how I don't want, if I don't want to feel a certain way or behave a certain way. I can decide how I want to interact with him or anybody else, including myself. And a lot of times, for me, it was hard to come to that decision as a parent, because you want the best for your kids. And I'm not saying that he's a bad kid or anything, but you just, like, you want them to do what you tell them to do, just like your parents did. But you have to realize that they're their own people, and they have to live their lives according to the way they see fit. And the situation between he and I is not anything like horrific or anything, but as a parent, I realized that it's a power struggle that we were going through. And I'm grateful that we're in the energy of Pluto stationing direct, because it helped me learn this lesson, so that if anything comes up in the future between he and I I can definitely learn from this. Another thing that Pluto helped me with is realizing that my behavior in the past with regards to communicating with him or trying to explain things to him no longer worked. It just doesn't work anymore. He's a different person, I'm a different person. So it doesn't make sense for me to act and react and interact with him the same way that I did when he was younger. Pluto really, really helped me to realize that although there were things that I know did work in the past, um, they might not work now. So I have to become a new person when it comes to communicating with him and having this relation with him and anybody else. I'm just using, what I'm going through right now as an example because it's the most dominant thing that is happening that I could definitely relate to this energy. I'm looking down at my notes. And Pluto it helps and forces us to experience the death in certain situations and relationships, helps us to detach ourselves emotionally and physically from things that no longer serve us any purpose. It helps us to, and it also helps us to detach ourselves from the things on the 3D plane that are more egotistical so that we can be more in line with our soul's purpose. And I must say that that is so true because I feel like my soul's purpose is to empower people. I don't feel like my soul's purpose is to have power over people. So if that's what I know about myself, why was my behavior such that I in retrospect now I'm like, was I trying to have all power over him? Was I trying to dictate everything in his life to him? That's not right. That's if he wants to wear slippers in the backyard, why would I try to make him wear sneakers? Like those are the kind of things that I'm talking about with regards to the power struggle with my son. That's not right. That doesn't even make sense. And that may have been something that I have done with him. Don't wear those stupid man sneakers outside in the backyard. Don't do that. Wear sneakers. That's the power struggle in me when it comes to my son, and that's not right because I want to empower people. I know that one of my missions and roles on earth is to empower, not take away somebody's power. Why would I do that to my son? That's just crazy. So I'm realizing that this this energy of Pluto is real, just like the energy of all the other planets is real. And I could have experienced more pain regarding this situation with my son, but I am aware of the fact that there are so many different energies going on that I had to surrender because it started to hurt me physically. And that's not good on any level. So I just wanted to share that with you and show you how it correlates to how Pluto. Oh, that's my Reiki. Oh, you can't see that. But anyway, that's my Reiki alarm. I'm supposed to do Reiki every hour, but it's 10:30, right? So yeah, that's what Pluto is about. It's about alchemy. It's about transformation. It's about transforming into a better person, into a better soul, It's about realizing what does not work and letting it go so that you could become, but learning from it so that you could become a better person. And because I was able to do that today, I came home and was actually not hollering and screaming like I normally do at him. That's a good thing, right? So yeah, I wanted to share that with you. I don't know if you all are experiencing that. I don't know if you all are experiencing the energy of Pluto in any area of your life at this point, but we have a couple of months for you all to get down, dirty, and ugly with Pluto so that you can change into a better person, so that your soul could be more dominant, so that you can learn what doesn't work for you and put it to the side and become a better person in whatever aspect it is of your life. A lot of times you'll see that, especially now, because of all of the different energies complementing each other, we will definitely see the death and the rebirth in our perception of ourselves and or how we perceive other people, our reputations, our jobs, our finances, the government, security, whether it be national security, and also the earth. Like right now, on a global scale, we are going through a massive meltdown where things are breaking down and people are getting scared because of it, and they're reacting in like really crazy ways, and that might become more dominant in the future. But that is all a sign of change. Things have to come to the surface in order for us to identify those things that no longer work for us, so that we could wipe the slate clean and create something new and better that does work for us. This will happen in every aspect of our lives, whether we are able to recognize it or not. When all of this is over, we'll come out on the other side as better people. We'll be a better uniformed society. We'll be stronger consciously. We'll just be better humans. And Pluto will definitely help us to do this. Yeah. So, I wanted to share that with you before I went to sleep, because I know I need to do some work when I go to sleep also. It was quite interesting talking to you all about Pluto today, because not only did I, like share with you what's happening in my personal life aside from my twin flame energy, I wanted to come to you on this level so that you can see that I am human also. A lot of times people do these recordings and they're like always so jolly, and you it's just like so ding dong fake. It's like, is anybody can you really be jolly and spiritual all of the time? I would love to be, but it doesn't always work like that. And I wanted you all to see that I am a real human being. I had a bad day, you know what I'm saying? I had a really bad day. I had a headache. When I did come home, I was like, I spoke to my son. I'm like, yo, I had a really bad day. And he was there with me having a bad day too. And he was like, yeah, Ma, I had a bad day too, but I'm going to tell you something. It makes me feel like I'm alive. I know that I'm going to be a different and better person when I come out on the other side. And he is aware of energy because he manipulates his energy. Like we'll hold each other's hand and I'll feel him snatching my energy from my arm, or he'll do certain things and I'm like, why are you shocking me? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? But he's not into it so much so that I can sit down and talk to him about the energy of the planets or universal energy. Like, he just doesn't want to know that stuff. What typical 18, 19-year-old does want to know that? I did. But yeah, like, we're not all the same. So I talk to him about these things as much as he would let me, but I don't. Well, I'm not going to any. I did kind of force him to do a couple of things that he wasn't too happy with regards to spirituality. But I'm not. Maybe I really didn't force him to, because can you really force somebody to do something? I don't think so, right? You can't force nobody. You can't force an 18-year-old to do anything, can you? No. Well, anyway, I introduced him to some things, and he apprehensively agreed to it. But that's just he just did that because he loves me. I understand that. But yeah, he's not open to learning about these things, but he is aware of energy, and I do see him being intensely affected by all of the energy. Mercury in retrograde, our communication is just like completely messed up. And so it's so messed up that both he and I sit back and we're like, do you think I should have said that? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Saturn in Sagittarius. I don't even want to start to talk to you about how much that comes into play. And then today, Pluto. Well, what can you do but surrender and know that everything is going to come out, because it hasn't come out good. It has no other choice to, we have no other choice. We are in a time and the energy whereby we cannot be left behind. We just can't be. There's no other choice for me, and there's no other choice for him. There's no other choice for you but to be engulfed in all of these different energies and grow from them. Even if you don't realize that this is happening to you, it's believe me, it's happening. And like I said in my other vlog, it may not manifest on this plane instantly, but it definitely will. It definitely will. So yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep now while it's still early. I hope that you enjoyed my vlog. I hope that you really enjoyed this one. I'm going to definitely... Oh, yes, I am so going to come back, because let me tell you, like I said before, we are going into the super full moon total lunar eclipse, which happens to fall on my son's birthday. Yay! And when he was born, we experienced the same thing. Yay! I'm so excited. I wish I could explain to him how significant this is and what it means, because his birthday falls on this beautiful phenomenon, and this is the second time that his birthday is falling on this phenomenon. But I am sure that in the right time he will be open to having this conversation. Here goes Pluto again with working its magic on me. I realize that I can't talk to him about this right now, so I will just surrender. I will let it go. And guess what? He will come to me when he wants the information, or he'll get it himself. And then we will have a beautiful conversation about everything that he's learned. And that would be even better. There you go. Working with the energy, right, fam? I hope you're working with the energy too. If you have any questions, Please post them below. I am so happy to be sharing my life with you. I wouldn't want to share it with anybody else but you. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will check you all sooner than you think. I love you. Bye.